Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Is there a future for Jadon Sancho and Donny van der Beek at Man United? Sancho and van der Beek played no part in the 3-0 win against Tottenham recently. Jadon Sancho has endured a poor start to his Manchester United career. And reflecting on that, there has been Man United fans getting on his back. I think Solskjaer is to blame for Sancho's poor performances because when Solskjaer plays Sancho, he persistently plays him out of position. He puts him on the left wing. Yes, he can play as a left winger, but he's far superior as a right winger, because the right wing is Sancho's predominant position. You can also play Sancho centrally. And I said Sancho will do well at Man United, providing that Solskjaer uses him correctly. It does take some players time though to settle in. You know, there's been quite a few games now though that Sancho hasn't played in. Earlier on this season, Borussia Dortmund warned Man United about the Jadon Sancho problem. Dortmund's CEO came out and said that Sancho's lack of game time at Man United is hurting my soul. We got Sancho in a deal worth 78 million, with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Manchester United until June 2026. There's an option of a further year. Now, Donny van der Beek, I don't think he's got a future at Manchester United. Van der Beek has endured a difficult 18 months at Old Trafford. This season is Van der Beek's second full season at Man United. Van der Beek is not getting enough game time at Manchester United. And I'm very disappointed about that because Van der Beek is a good player, but I haven't had much of a perception on him at Man United. And I've said to you before, Solskjaer needs to start Van der Beek, especially in the Premier League. Now, before the Liverpool game, Ole did admit that Van der Beek is frustrated and disappointed over his situation at Old Trafford. I don't think Solskjaer wants Van der Beek at Man United. Because if Solskjaer wanted Van der Beek at Man United, he'd play him on a regular basis. And earlier on this season, there was reports coming out saying that Van der Beek was furious with Solskjaer as he was left on the bench in Man United's win over Villarreal. Reflecting on that, he said Van der Beek will try to force a January transfer away from Man United following his Villarreal meltdown. Earlier on this season, don't forget, Van der Beek told Solskjaer his best position. He reckons he'd be best served operating as a number 6 or as a number 8. And earlier on this season as well, he spoke about his Man United future in an exclusive interview with Rio Ferdinand. Van der Beek's agent is said to be working hard on finding a new club for his client. Many clubs have been in for Van der Beek, so he's been subjected to a lot of transfer speculation. But we got Van der Beek for 40 million with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Man United until 2025. And he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. Now, I'm going to talk with you a bit more about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So, is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer back, or should he still be sacked? Now, I presume Some pressure has eased off Solskjaer, reflecting on the 3-0 win against Tottenham yesterday. But it'll be under still some pressure because it's only one game. After the game against Tottenham, Solskjaer said that the experience was key to Man United's win at Tottenham. Solskjaer also hints that the Cavani and Ronaldo partnership is staying. The goals against Tottenham obviously came from Ronaldo, Edison Cavani and Marcus Rashford. I had to give Solskjaer credit for the tactical changes he made. Solskjaer played a 3-5-2 formation. He actually copied Antonio Conte. I'd love Solskjaer now to play the 3-5-2 formation on a regular basis, but revert back to what I said on my recent video. Solskjaer's going to find it difficult to stick with the 3-5-2 formation. Analysing the vast majority of the games Solskjaer's managed at Man United, he's gone with the 4-2-3-1 formation. But Manchester United responded well from the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool last Sunday. And reflecting on the win against Tottenham, Solskjaer's job is saved for now, because if we'd have lost against Tottenham yesterday, there'd have been a good chance that Solskjaer would have been sacked. But yet it was a crucial victory for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Prior to the game against Tottenham, it said Solskjaer had been given 3 games to save his job. Obviously one game's gone, so he's got 2 games remaining. And our next 2 games are Atalanta in the Champions League, and then after Atalanta it's Manchester City, and that's a massive game for Manchester United. Now if Manchester United do decide to sack Solskjaer, they'll have to pay Solskjaer 7.5 million. That got confirmed prior to the Tottenham game. Solskjaer did sign a new contract in the summer until 2024. There's an option of a further year, and we made a mistake giving him that contract, because I can assure he won't see it out. Now there has been a lot of rumours about Antonio Conte coming in. Like I mentioned earlier on, Tottenham now want Antonio Conte to replace Nuno Sancho. You know, Solskjaer could have got Nuno Sancho sacked from Tottenham. I think the vast majority of Tottenham fans want him out. He was booed yesterday at the full-time whistle, and he also got booed when Lucas Moura got taken off. Conte has also been linked with Barcelona. It'd be good to see him come back to the Premier League. Now, prior to the Tottenham game, it said Manchester United lose interest in the expensive Antonio Conte as Solskjaer gained a lifeline. Well, the Daily Star said that Conte would demand a contract until 2025 worth an estimated 18 million a year. Sky Italy said not so long ago that Manchester United have made initial contact with Antonio Conte, and Conte's come out and said that he wants the Man United job, but the Man United board are not keen. Conte said the other week though he's got reservations about the club's structure. Conte is a far superior manager to Solskjaer. Conte has got a very good pedigree behind him, won a lot of silverware in his home nation, and also won the Premier League in his first season when he managed Chelsea. So he's managed in the Premier League before, which is beneficial. Conte is available because he left Inter Milan at the end of last season. But yeah, there's many United fans that think Conte would be the man. I think if he came in, he'd get Manchester United back to that level where they should be at, and he would suit the strappings of the club. There has been rumours about Brendan Rodgers as well coming in. Mark Ogden said recently that Brendan Rodgers is a potential replacement for Solskjaer, and it also said that Man United want Brendan Rodgers over Antonio Conte. There's also been some United fans demanding Zinedine Zidane in. I'm very sceptical we'll get him now, because reports from Spain recently said that Zidane is not interested in becoming Manchester United manager if Solskjaer gets sacked. It said Zidane is enjoying life away from football management. Pochettino's also been spoken about. Prior to the Tottenham game, it said Pochettino is still Man United's number one choice if Man United sack Solskjaer. Pochettino is highly rated by Alex Ferguson. So there you go. But in regards to Solskjaer, if he does get sacked, he will be the fourth permanent manager to be sacked since Ferguson, because Manchester United have sacked 3 managers since Ferguson sacked David Moyes after 10 months. Moyes is the worst manager we've had, I'd say. We finished 7th under the David Moyes era. Manchester United then sacked Louis van Gaal after over 2 years in charge. We won the FA Cup under him. And Manchester United also sacked Jose Mourinho. Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United because he did win 3 trophies in his first season. I think in his second season he got us a second place finish. But the reasons it didn't work out under Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the board, bad disputes with the top players, and in general the board just weren't backing the signings that he wanted to recommend in. Solskjaer, will he get until the end of this season? Well, it all depends on how things go from now. If we can build on that good result against Tottenham, then yeah, there's a good chance he will get until the end of the season. But if we was to lose to Atalanta and lose to Man City next Saturday, then I can assure he won't get until the end of the season. He could still be Man United manager at Christmas. But despite the 3-0 win against Tottenham, like I've already mentioned, my perceptions haven't changed on Solskjaer. I am still Solskjaer out. My perceptions would only change on Solskjaer if we was to win our next 10-11 games on the trot. He's not the long-term manager for Manchester United. I think Solskjaer has lowered the standards at the club as manager, and I just feel as though that the expectations are far too high for Solskjaer to exceed as Man United manager. And I just think that he's in a position that he shouldn't be in. I hate saying this about someone I adore, but I am being realistic. But whatever happens regarding Solskjaer, I'll always adore him because for what he's done for the club, and Solskjaer is a club legend. He endured 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. This season is Solskjaer's 3rd full season as Man United manager, and I did mention at the start of this season that this season was going to be massive for him. Solskjaer has not yet won a trophy as Manchester United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. Nowhere near good enough to our standards. And revert back to what I said on my recent videos, I don't think Solskjaer's capable of winning trophies as Manchester United manager. And yeah, if Solskjaer is still Man United manager in December, he'll be celebrating 3 years in charge of the club. My big concerns about Solskjaer is his decision making, because analysing the vast majority of the games he's managed at Man United, he's been tactically naive. And my other concern is that he hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager. Before Manchester United, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but they're not a big club. He endured 2 spells at Molde. And before Molde, he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was terrible. He only endured a short tenure at Cardiff. The reason he got sacked from Cardiff is because he got them relegated. Before Cardiff, he managed a Man United reserve team, so he watched some of the team grow and develop. Like I've said to you before though, there is positives regarding Solskjaer. You know, there's not all negativity regarding him. So the positives is that, you know, he develops the youth well. I think he has brought consistency back in certain aspects. He's made good signings as Manchester United manager. You know, he's signed 14 players so far, and we've spent like 441 million under the Solskjaer era. Solskjaer's endured 5 transfer windows as permanent Man United manager. He has made some progress as United manager as well. You know, he's got us to semi-finals. He got us to 3 semi-finals in his first full season. Last season he got us to the EFL Cup semi-final. Last season got us to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. And last season he got us to the Europa League final. And that was his first major final as Man United manager. But unfortunately we didn't win it. So that was disappointing. So there you go, and last season he got us a 2nd place finish, and in his first full season he got us a 3rd place finish. And don't forget as well, Manchester United went on the 29 game unbeaten run away from home in the Premier League. It was obviously Leicester that ended our unbeaten run in the Premier League a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, Man United have been far superior away from home than they have been at home. So at home we've got to replicate what we've been doing away from home in the Premier League. And we've also extended a lot of players' contracts since Solskjaer came in. And I have got to make an admission and just turn around and say, yes, Solskjaer has done a pretty good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. I know I've criticised Solskjaer a lot during his managerial tenure at Man United, and I've had my reasons behind it, but I expected Solskjaer to do a hell of a lot worse than he has done. Because all he knew when he got appointed in as Man United manager, it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. You know, Solskjaer's managing one of the biggest clubs in the world, if not the biggest. You know, Manchester United should be winning the Premier League this season. Or at least challenging for the league. Because we've got a title winning squad. You know, Manchester United endured a very good summer transfer window this year. Spent around £141 million, made 4 signings, brought Heaton in Sancho, Varane, and re-signed Ronaldo after 12 years. Plus Solskjaer received strong backing from the board. You know, John Murtough backed him. John Murtough is our director of football, and Man United certainly made the right decision getting a director of football in, because I did mention that's one of the structural changes we needed at the club. And was it during the international break? John Murtough said we need to keep control and will not deviate from the plan. Darren Fletcher also backed Solskjaer. You know, we made the right decision recommending him back in because Darren Fletcher knows the club through thick and thin. He endured 2 decades as a player for Man United. Then you've got Woodward, that's back Solskjaer. Woodward's leaving Man United, isn't he? That got announced back in April when that European Super League came into the equation. It did say this January Richard Arnold will replace Ed Woodward. And the Glazers also back Solskjaer as well, but only because they've been persuaded to, because towards the end of last season, the Glazers were planning to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League, and reflecting on that, there was United fans protesting against the Glazers. You know, outside the Carrington training ground, then outside Old Trafford, but Solskjaer revealed that the Glazers apologised. By the way, Glazers have sold shares. The Glazers have been at Man United for 16 years or so. They purchased the club for 500 million back in 2005. So, there you go. Solskjaer is out of excuses. But like I said, Manchester United have got some very, very good players. You know, we've obviously got the best player in the world overall in Cristiano Ronaldo. To Ronaldo's credit, he's done really, really well since he's re-signed. Ronaldo scored 7 goals in all competitions so far. You know, scored a very good goal against Tottenham yesterday. He executed the volley to perfection, and it was from a tight angle. Ronaldo also got an assist in the game. That's his first assist since he re-signed for the club. And he also had a disallowed goal. Ronaldo obviously played in the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool last Sunday. He had a disallowed goal in that game. That goal should have stood, because to me that looked onside. Ronaldo was lucky not to be sent off though against Liverpool because he kicked Curtis Jones. And you've got Mason Greenwood, that's also very, very good as well. Greenwood played no part yesterday against Tottenham. You've got Marcus Rashford, that's also good. To Marcus Rashford's credit, he's done really, really well since he's come back. We'll disregard the Liverpool game. You know, Rashford scored yesterday, came off the bench. It was a breakaway goal. Rashford also scored against Atalanta the other week in that 3-2 win. And Rashford scored on his comeback in the 4-2 defeat to Leicester. But Rashford was poor against Liverpool last Sunday. His positioning was poor, couldn't really get any runs in behind, and he played that horrendous back pass to Mohamed Salah. Rashford was out with a shoulder injury for a while at one point, and don't forget he had to have an operation on his shoulder, but it's good now that he's back anyway. You know, you've got Sancho, that's good, but like I mentioned towards the start of the video, Sancho's enjoyed a poor start to his Man United career and doesn't really get in the team, does he? You know, you've got Cavani, that's also a very, very good player. I want him to stay at Manchester United next year, but I don't think he's going to. Cavani scored in the 3-0 win against Tottenham yesterday. It was a lovely dink over Hugo Lloris. Cavani could have scored in the first half because he had a very good headed chance that just went wide. You know, you've also got Bruno Fernandes, that's also very, very good. His contribution for both goals was world class yesterday. And then you've got Donny van der Beek, that's a good player but doesn't really get in the team like I mentioned earlier on. You've got Matic, that's good when he wants to be. You know, he came on yesterday and got the assist for Marcus Rashford's goal. You know, you've got Paul Pogba, that's also very good. He's not only a good player, Pogba, he's an imperative player as well. Obviously, Pogba played no part yesterday because Pogba is suspended. Pogba's got 2 games to serve now But Pogba can play against Atalanta on Tuesday, because obviously that's the Champions League, not the Premier League. Pogba did get sent off for a two-footed challenge on Naby Keita in the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool. Pogba didn't start against Liverpool, and I heavily criticised Solskjaer for that, because I think Solskjaer should have started Pogba against Liverpool. Pogba is leaving by the looks of things, because Mark Ogden recently said that Man United are prepared to let Pogba leave on a free transfer next summer, after accepting that he will not sign a contract. It recently said Pogba snubbed Solskjaer after Liverpool defeat, so reflecting on that, contract talks were put on hold. And you've got Luke Shaw, that's a good left back. To Luke Shaw's credit, he played very, very well against Tottenham yesterday. I thought he provided width, showed some good attacking intent, got into good positions, and defensively he did well. Apart from yesterday though, I think Luke Shaw's been poor in the other games. But hopefully now, that good performance against Tottenham, he'll persist with them performances now until the end of the season. Luke Shaw was superb last season, wasn't he? Not so long ago though, he came back from a minor injury and illness. You've got Alex Telles, that's a decent left back, but obviously Telles doesn't really get in the team. He's done well in the games he has played in at Man United. Telles will only play when Luke Shaw's not available. I think Telles is going next year. You've got Harry Maguire, that's good when he wants to be. Maguire was actually very good against Tottenham yesterday. I think he did get a yellow card in the game, but Maguire looked well composed at the back. He showed the ability to play out from the back. And defensively he was good. Maguire had a calf injury earlier on in the season. Then Varane, he's also a very good centre-half. He made his return yesterday against Tottenham. What a performance he put out, looked well composed, brought the ball out well from the back, and he was effective in the air as well. Varane was out with a groin injury for a few weeks. And you've got Eric Bailly, that's a good centre-half as well, but Bailly doesn't get in the team, obviously with the arrival of Varane in the summer transfer window, and obviously Solskjaer prefers Lindelof ahead of Eric Bailly. My only element of concern about Eric Bailly is injury prone, and obviously you've got Wan-Bissaka, that's a good right back. He played really well yesterday against Tottenham. I thought he made some good last-ditch tackles, and he showed some good attacking intent as well, got into good positions, threaded some good crosses into the box. So yeah, one of the best right backs we've had since Gary Neville. And you've got De Gea, that's a very, very good goalkeeper. He's done really well so far this season. De Gea was in goal for the Tottenham game recently, but had little to do, De Gea. I think there was one part where he made a poor clearance and he went straight to a Tottenham player. And Dean Henderson's a good goalkeeper as well, but Dean Henderson doesn't get his chances now because De Gea reclaimed the number one spot back. I think Dean Henderson wants a loan move away from Man United next year. So there you go. So anyway guys, I was supposed to be doing my predicted 11 on this video, wasn't I? I'll probably be doing my predicted 11 on my next video. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.